Hey there Lego enthusiasts and fellow entrepreneurs, and welcome back to Agu Breaks. In this video I will be talking about a slightly different subject than usual. It has been officially more than a year ago that I started my Bricklink store. I knew the website since at least 2018, but I only started my store last year. And let me tell you this folks, this past year had been a hell of a ride running that store. I don't mean, of course, that it wasn't fun, but it was pretty much a roller coaster filled with unexpected events and twists. So sit back, grab a snack, a drink, you name it, and listen carefully to 12 things I have learned from running a Bricklink store for a whole year. More than a year actually. I've got a lot of business anecdotes that will make every business movie director jealous to say the least. 1. You run a business. Let's kick off with 1. You run a business, period. That means that you have to manage every issues every business has to manage in real life, because it's real life. It's not risk-free because it's Lego and you love Lego. No. You need to think outside the box. You need to manage customers and sometimes employees if your store is really big. You need to find business opportunities and handle shipping and everything. And that is a hell of a job, and I think it's the reason why a lot of Lego enthusiasts create Bricklink store but close them a year or so later. You need to always be looking for new information on Bricklink. You want to know which piece is worth and how much it is worth. For this, my friend, you need to spend a lot of time just taking a look at different pieces and sets on Bricklink and their value. Look for the average price. You can then compare it to the price on Lego Pickup Brick Online. By doing this, you can create your luck when finding deals on Marketplace and on other places, because you know what is worth and what isn't. People have jobs outside Bricklink, they have a family to care, and now what, a business to run? The business aspect comes obviously with downsides and advantages, but you need to mitigate risks, you need to manage funds on PayPal, create a PayPal business account if you plan to make a lot of revenues, etc, etc. 2. Competition is good. What a lot of people don't understand in the business and entrepreneurship world is that competition is good. It shows you have a decent business model. What you need to do now is to outperform your competitors, but having no competitors can mean two things. First, which is usually the case, is that you have a wacky and bad business model. Second, which is rare, is that you are a pioneer and found a business opportunity that no one saw. Considering we're 8 billion people on this planet, this is probably not the case, unfortunately. So a Bricklink store needs competition to function properly. Overpromise and overdeliver. The buyers are real on Bricklink and people don't mess around. I've been online for a while now. I have seen a lot of crazy stuff, Twitter beefs, Instagrams, chaos, stalkers, you name it, voice chat chaos in video games, etc. But be prepared if you run a Bricklink store to run in actual buyers that are very demanding. And that's okay. People want cheap shipping, complain about everything. You make one tiny mistake, then there is a very small crack in a bionicle ball joint and people will lose their mind. You need to avoid those kind of mistakes and be perfect. Of course, humans make mistakes, but if you happen to make less mistakes than the average Joe, you win on Bricklink. People have trust in your shop and they will come back because they know you over-deliver. Some entrepreneurs say that the difference between a good and a bad entrepreneur is 5%. A good entrepreneur only makes the correct decision 40% of the time and a bad one 35%. And this is true with Bricklink. What overpromise means in my book is that you promise a lot of stuff that even you might think you cannot achieve. And what I mean when I say overdeliver is that you make the customer more than happy. He is pleased and he will rebuy stuff in your shop. 4. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Like I said previously, human makes mistakes. We all do. And sometimes these mistakes mean you lose money. You found a pretty good looking deal on Marketplace for $300. You see some pieces that look like they come from the 2003 Cloud City set. This, my friend, might be the deal of a lifetime. There might be printed arms Boba Fett in there. He's worth $2,000. You text a person and crap! Someone got the deal before you, or worse, you get the deal but there was close to no minifig in it despite the person saying that there were dozens of them. It's alright, we all make blunders. This, my friends, has happened to me more than once. I would say the two situations happened at least 6 times during the last year. Am I mad about this? Hell no. It comes from the business bundle of things I talked about at the beginning of the video. And sometimes I win too. I found TC14 in an $8 bags. The minifig is worth more than $100 alone. I found thousands of dollars worth of deals for $100 and I got a lot of trouble for shipping at some point. So there was this one time I needed to ship polybags to a customer that was 30 kilometers away from me. It costed more to ship there than to ship to Europe. I needed to be creative and think about solutions to reduce the shipping costs. And that meant I had to call other shipping companies, put polybags in 2 envelopes instead of one, and this worked. So that was a win. It takes crazy time. You know, a lot of things in life take time. You want to become the next Lionel Messi, you will need to practice soccer a crazy number of hours just to know what you're doing. You want to become good at video games? You need to play it, and while you play it, you're not doing other stuff. And this is the same thing with running a Bricklink store or any other business in general. It takes a lot of time. You need to do those things. So gather pieces. You need to make orders on the Lego website, wait for promotions, go to the Lego store, inform yourself about the pieces available on the pick-a-brick wall, and negotiate deals on Marketplace, etc., etc. Now you need to sort those bricks too and organize your store. And this is the step that takes the most time. It's insane how much time sorting takes place, and a lot of people give up at this step. I didn't even talk about shipping yet. It takes a whole lot of time too. You need to go to the postal office, send the shipping quote, put the shipping sticker on the package, gather those packages in the first time. What I do to save money on shipping costs is buying cheap envelopes of equipment at Dollarama, your average US Dollar Tree. It's crazy cheap and does the job really well. I use old Amazon Prime packages too. I know people that order too freaking much stuff on Amazon, so these packaging get a second life. And that's good for the planet. Now you need to spend a crazy time navigating Bricklink like I previously said. You need to learn some sets number, in what set some minifigs comes, which part is worth your gas money, and if you do marketplace deals. This is really underrated by a lot of people. I have friends and family members helping me with that every day. And the different Lego forums, subreddits, etc. can help you a lot learn about crucial information that you will need. But this takes time, folks. You need friends and or family. This is not a piece of advice, this is a rule. You will not be able to run effectively a Bricklink store entirely by yourself without the hand of a few people. Here are examples of help I get from various members of my family. When I take the road to gather a Lego deal on Marketplace or go to the Lego store, I need a co-pilot in my car to facilitate the navigation. And that's the job of my brother. When we had trouble shipping with Canada Post because of the strike, I had another associate on this and texting me information. When I sort bricks, I have help from various members of my family and friends. And that, my friend, is really important. You need to be able to rely on those people. 7. Task distribution is key. Speaking on relying on people, I'll explain you something even more important than this. Task distribution. You have a job, I have a job, we all have jobs. And you know something that we universally hate in our jobs? When some random person tells us how to do our job. You need to avoid this when you run your Bricklink store. Like I said previously, you run a business. You need to have clear roles and someone has got to be the leader. You don't want to have a whole council that need to meet for 45 minutes each time you want to make a $20 deal on Marketplace. And you don't want the person responsible for the shipping telling the sorting people how to sort. We can all help each other, of course, but we all have our own sandboxes. 8. Watch out for your associates. I previously talked about why competition was good. It is, of course, like in any business model. But do you know something that is way more dangerous than competition that can really ruin your business? Terrible associates. Don't take my word for it, just think about it. You don't rely on your competitors, but you rely on your associates, friends or family. They are the ones that know how fragile your business is. They have a role to play in your business, and if you plan your business and the task well, they play essential roles in it. So what happens when someone is doing crap and being negative? The whole business is in danger. What happens when the person responsible for shipping complains and he is always alone shipping? You've got to either talk him down or go shipping with him. And now he can threaten you to leave the business anytime. And because your associates are usually your friends and or family, you don't want to get in conflict with them, but sometimes you have to, or you just need to close the business. 9. You need to be fast and negotiate. When you're in business, you need to be Flash McQueen or Usain Bolt. You prefer. What I mean is you need to react fast to business opportunities and negotiate because your competitors will. You heard there was masonry bricks at the pick a brick wall? You need to pick your keys and hit the road to go gather some. You saw a too good to be true deal on Marketplace? Text the seller already because there might already be someone driving to get it. What I mean is that you absolutely need to be fast. The fastest if possible. There was this one time I missed the Bricklink designers program set that I wanted to invest in. I missed the Mountain Fortress by only a minute. But hey, this is what makes the game fun. You sometimes win and you sometimes lose. There was this one time I texted a guy to buy 2 large bins of Bionicles for $40. There was at least 2,500 in those bins and people knew it. Even though it was 4 a.m., I suggested to the seller to be there in 30 minutes. He then knew I was serious and maybe crazy and chose me between 8 people texting him. And it wasn't bullcrap, the deal was amazing. Make clear what you keep is what you keep and what you sell is what you sell. And this is a problem a lot of people get when they start their Bricklink store. They don't know what to keep and what to sell. Some people don't have this problem because they sell everything they find. But us, we make a lot of great mugs like you see in this video. When you build mugs, you don't want to be searching 30 minutes for a piece you remember selling on Bricklink for 12 cents. That is frustrating and as it sounds, and it happens a lot of times when you sell a lot of stuff on Bricklink. So be sure to list what you will not build with. That is really important. 11. Be organized. You arrive home after your job and you take a look at your phone. Nice! You've got 2 Bricklink orders in your store. You go to the room where your store is and start picking up the order. You start packing up pieces and looking for them in your store. Here's the 1x1 tan tile, here are the 6 red Technic lift arms, but where is the 1x5 black Technic axle? You just can't find the piece. You know it wasn't a mistake, you remember listing those pieces in your Bricklink store inventory. Where are they? You put them in Ziploc bags, just like the rest of your Technic bricks. And now you're in trouble because you need to message your buyer, that already paid by the way, that you will make a refund for those pieces. They then respond to you that the issue is that they chose your store specifically for that piece and that it wouldn't really make sense to buy the other pieces without that axle. Now what? He cancels the whole order. This whole situation is happening every day in businesses around the world that need to keep inventories. Bricklink stores are in that same category. You want to avoid this? Be organized. That means you should invest in screwdrivers and organizers. They can be expensive if you don't look for deals. You can invest in Stanley portable drawers too. They are useful for building mugs and keep your store organized. I used to have pieces in a lot of Ziploc bags, and even though they are tempting, I would avoid having too many pieces sorted like this. If you plan to have a 100k store, you can't rely on Ziploc bags. The exception might be for minifigs if you have a lot of different ones. Even then, you should organize your minifigs for sale in different categories, in different boxes. You don't want to be searching for that 2006 Batman in a pool of 2000 plus minifigs. Inventory is king. Something that is counterintuitive for a lot of people on Bricklink is that the more you have in your shop, the higher you can sell if you want to stay competitive. I'll explain. Let's say you have 150 different listings in your store, sets, minifigs, parts. That is pretty good for a start, but note that there are some really big stores that have more than 40k listings. That means that their store will appear higher than yours when people apply their wanted list on Bricklink. That, my friend, means you have to find something if you want to stay competitive. Maybe you have that one rare piece, that one chrome crystal piece from Rock Raiders that you sell 2 cents cheaper than the average big store. People will then see your store appear more often because you sell the piece they want cheaper than the big stores. But let's say if you start listing more and more pieces, and now that you have more than 2,000 listings in your store, you will now appear much higher when people make wanted lists. The rule is simple. The more you have, the higher you can sell. Don't take my word for it, just go on Bricklink and see by yourself. Check any part and there is a 90% chance that the store that is selling that part the cheapest doesn't have 40k listings but more like 1,000. This is due to the fact that people generally don't like to make 12 orders to finish a mug. They want to be able to finish their mug with only one order on the way. 12 orders mean 12 different payments, 12 different times you need to wait, and 12 different more chances of having trouble. One huge store can, yes, be more expensive, but hey, people like convenience, and convenience has a price, and that price is sometimes 3 or 4 cents more by part. Conclusion. Guys, I had a lot of fun writing this video and thinking about what to say. I really like the business experience Bricklink is providing me, managing stuff, shipping orders, sorting with friends, listing with my brothers, etc. In fact, I teach an entrepreneurship class in high school, and I would say that Bricklink is a great way to start as an entrepreneur because you sell something you know, Lego, something you have an expertise in. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, it's helping us a lot, and getting that channel known will be good. Have a great day, thank you folks!